The trade deal with the EU may make some big changes for cars that could give us some better choices, some cooler cars, and best of all, lower prices. Traditionally, manufacturers have to produce two versions of the same vehicle to meet US and European requirements. Even small differences, such as pedestrian safety, regulations, emissions rules, or lighting standards that have required costly redesigns, duplicate testing, and extensive certification processes, these expenses are ultimately passed down to you, the customer. But in July 2025, the United States and the European Union unveiled a landmark trade framework that could reshape how vehicles are manufactured, certified, and sold on both continents. At the heart of the agreement is a mutual recognition of vehicle safety, emission standards, and a policy shift that promises to simplify cross-Atlantic auto sales and significantly cut costs for all manufacturers. For drivers and car enthusiasts, the deal has the potential to expand choices and lower prices for the EU and the USA. Yet behind the exciting headlines lie complex questions about market dynamics, regulatory oversight, and the long-term implications for American automakers. By aligning standards, the agreement allows a vehicle certified in Europe to be sold in the US without additional modification and vice versa. I'm really excited about this and I hope it happens, but I'm not holding my breath just yet. Before we dive in, I want to remind you to like this video and to subscribe to this channel to keep up with what's going on in the automotive world. And here's a quick word from this video's sponsor. If you have digestive issues, it could be caused by a toxin that's in all of those so-called healthy foods that scientists have been telling us to eat with the fraudulent food pyramid for decades. According to Dr. Gundry, a world-renowned cardiologist, this is affecting millions of people nationwide. Warning signs include weight gain and fatigue, digestive discomfort, and stiff joints, even skin problems. Dr. Gundry explains these side effects, which are often mistaken for normal signs of aging because of digestive issues, usually develop over a matter of years and sometimes even decades. The good news is you can easily help fix the problem from your own home, and it's very simple. You just have to know which foods are actually healthy and which ones contain those potential hidden toxins. So you can find out for yourself at gutcleanseprotocol.com/car. After years of research, Dr. Gundry has released an informative video to the public, free, and showcasing exactly which foods you need to avoid. Go find that video at gutcleanseprotocol.com/car or click the link in the description below. The economic potential of the alignment is substantial, offering billions in savings across the auto industry. Here's why this could be a game changer. Tariffs were a significant factor in the negotiations with the EU. The US had previously threatened duties of up to 30% on European vehicles, which could have dramatically increased costs for consumers and disrupted supply chains. The framework caps tariffs at 15%, contingent upon reciprocal reductions on U.S. exports. In addition, Europe has agreed to expand energy imports from the United States, including LNG and oil, while committing to purchase U.S.-made AI chips and other strategic products. These provisions illustrate that the deal is much about geopolitical and industrial strategy as it is about cars. Consumers could see tangible benefits quickly. European models, which were previously unavailable or expensive due to regulatory barriers, could enter the U.S. showrooms at more competitive prices. This is exciting. Conversely, American trucks and SUVs could gain greater access to the European marketplace, potentially increasing competition and variety. Automakers are poised to save significant amounts of development and testing costs, which could also be passed on to you, the buyer. One huge factor is different safety standards have been a major issue for decades. Critics initially raised concerns that this mutual recognition could weaken protections. However, both sides have confirmed that the agreement requires an alignment of standards rather than a lowering of them, and cars sold in Europe must meet U.S. safety standards, and vehicles sold in the U.S. must comply with EU requirements. In practice, this likely means more advanced safety technologies, such as automatic emergency braking, intelligent speed assistance, which I'm not a fan of, and laser headlights, which are very cool, and pedestrian detection systems, which could become more widely available in the US. Now, some vehicles sold in the US already align with a lot of those enhanced safety features for drivers and keep pedestrians safer. Environmental standards are another issue to be sorted out. Europe has long pursued stricter emissions regulations, including the Euro 7 standards, targeting exhaust emissions and particulate matter from brakes and tires. The U.S. enforces its own rigorous emissions frameworks, though they differ from Europe in their rules and in focus as well as in measurement. But a mutual recognition does not lower environmental standards. This needs to be sorted out, and this is still something that needs to be done before this agreement goes into place. And automakers will need to maintain compliance with both the U.S. and the EU protocols, which could encourage some innovation in cleaner technology, more efficient designs, and this could also create some interesting powertrains we would get here in the US. Now, this is concerning to me because it all could increase the cost of vehicles across the board, which is far from the goal. Despite these assurances, the deal is not without potential challenges. American automakers must remain competitive while meeting both sets of regulations, and smaller manufacturers could struggle to adapt to a more integrated market. Consumers could also see unintended consequences if automakers prioritize efficiency and cost savings over the vehicle features or options, because nobody wants a stripped-down car just in order to make a vehicle hit both countries' regulations. And the political landscape adds another layer to the complexity, as both regions must maintain regulatory cooperation while navigating domestic pressures, and this could potentially end the deal if they can't come to an agreement. From an economic perspective, the deal offers a rare opportunity to reduce redundancy in global automotive manufacturing. Billions of dollars in development, certification, and testing costs could be avoided, allowing automakers to focus on innovation, quality, and design. For consumers, this means more models to choose from, potentially lower prices, and access to vehicles equipped with the latest safety and emissions technologies. The competitive environment may shift as the European manufacturers expand into U.S. markets and American companies seek to gain market share in Europe. The historic context is really important. Past trade initiatives such as the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership often stalled over regulatory disputes. This agreement, by contrast, represents a concrete framework with enforceable mutual recognition of standards, making it a landmark step in global automotive trade. Industry observers and consumer advocates will likely scrutinize this over compliance, safety, and environmental outcomes, but they might be able to make this work. Ultimately, this deal is far more than about cars. It's a test case for whether two major economic powers can harmonize regulations in a way that benefits manufacturers, consumers, and the broader economy without compromising safety, environmental integrity, or market sovereignty. Drivers may enjoy greater freedom and lower prices at the dealership, but the long-term implications for regulatory alignment, labor markets, and competitive dynamics remains significant. As this agreement moves from framework to full implementation, the stakes for automakers, policymakers, and consumers are high. Its success will be measured not just by economic efficiency, but in the ability to maintain rigorous standards for safety and emissions while navigating a more integrated transatlantic market. For Americans and Europeans alike, the coming years will reveal whether the deal truly delivers on its promise of choice, affordability, and innovation, or whether it introduces unforeseen challenges in one of the world's most crucial industries. I'm sure you're excited about some of the European vehicles coming here. Put them down in the comments below. And for me personally, I want to see hybrid diesel coming here to the US. I'm in for that. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and check out our car review channel, Car Smarts. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee, and if you want even more content, check out the links in the description. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.